She's 75, but nothing about her says invisible. The moment she walks into a room, there's a quiet shift. Not because she's trying to make an entrance, but because she knows exactly who she is. Her linen blouse falls just right, soft but intentional. Her silver hair catches the light like brushed metal, elegant, natural, proud. There's no need for noise. Her presence speaks volumes. What's her secret? It's not money. It's not following trends. And it's certainly not trying to look younger. It's this. She's learned how to dress with awareness, not of age, but of essence. She chooses pieces that speak to the woman she's become, graceful, resilient, quietly powerful. And here's the beautiful truth, you can do it too. Welcome to Ageless Style for women over 60, where we believe that true elegance doesn't expire. If you're ready to feel fabulous in your skin, not by chasing youth, but by celebrating your experience, then you've found your style home. Tap subscribe and become part of a community that sees aging not as a decline, but as a refinement. Because you're not done shining, you're just beginning to glow on your own terms. At 75, Odette Murray doesn't follow fashion trends. She curates her life like a gallery. A retired art curator from Montreal, Odette lives in a quiet third-floor apartment where sunlight streams through ivory-draped windows and jazz plays softly in the background. Her space feels lived in, but not cluttered. Every piece, like her wardrobe, is chosen with care. A vase with one blooming stem, a vintage armchair reupholstered in soft olive velvet, a tray of delicate perfume bottles lined up like little sculptures. When Odette dresses, it's not for attention. It's to reflect her inner rhythm, steady, thoughtful, assured. Her linen blouses don't wrinkle by accident. They breathe, move, and soften with time, just like she has. She owns one camel trench coat that has seen 3 decades of seasons and still makes her look polished, even on a rainy Tuesday. Her earrings, always there. Not for sparkle, but for signature. She wears them like punctuation, never loud, always final. What makes her unforgettable isn't money or access to designer boutiques. It's that she knows herself. She no longer buys things to become someone else. She buys pieces that honor who she is. And that's what makes her magnetic. She wears clothing that fits now, not pieces saved from her 30s or impulse buys from a department store sale. Her wardrobe whispers intention. There's no clutter, no confusion, no trying to fit in. Only ease. She once said, "Clothes should feel like poetry, not a performance." That's Odette. She's not dressing to appear young or relevant. She's dressing to express a lifetime of stories, softness, and quiet strength. When she walks into a room, she's not flashy, but she's never overlooked. You may not remember what brand she's wearing, but you remember how she made you feel, calm, curious, and oddly inspired to go home and rethink your closet. And here's the secret. You don't need to be Odette to live this way. You just need to pause, listen to what you truly like, what feels good, what reflects you now, and start building your style around that. Because style after 60 doesn't start with what's trendy. It starts with being aware of the woman you've become and choosing clothes that rise to meet her. Tip number 1. Let your clothes whisper, not shout. Odette never wears clothing that announces itself. No screaming logos. No flashy embellishments. No screaming for attention. Her style doesn't shout, it whispers. And somehow, that whisper speaks louder than any trend ever could. Her secret. She understands the power of restraint. She gravitates toward soft neutrals, warm oatmeal, gentle taupe, dusty rose, cream, and muted sage. But these aren't flat or boring. They're layered in texture, the subtle crinkle of linen, the buttery softness of worn cotton, the quiet elegance of lightweight cashmere. Each piece does its job without needing to dominate. On most days, she'll wear a light cotton blouse with a barely there stripe, tucked into tailored trousers that skim, not squeeze, her shape. She might add a cardigan with an open weave or a linen blazer that drapes just so. Nothing clings. Nothing fights. Every item breathes. There's something almost serene about the way her outfits flow with her movements. She looks comfortable, but intentional. And that's the magic. She's not dressing down. She's dressing with awareness. You won't find synthetic fabrics or flashy fast fashion pieces in her closet. Why? Because Odette knows how they feel, and more importantly, how they make her feel. Uncomfortable. Distracted. Not herself. And here's your takeaway: you don't need a closet full of designer labels to look elegant. In fact, elegance often starts when you strip all of that noise away. Start choosing clothes that feel good, not just when you wear them, but when you look at them on the hanger. Let go of tight, clingy fabrics that pinch or pull. Reach instead for materials that drape, that move, that allow you to breathe. Think fluid instead of stiff. Think grace over structure. Not frumpy, but flowing. If you're rebuilding your wardrobe, begin with 3 core quiet luxury pieces. 1. A crisp white button-up blouse in natural cotton or linen. Not stiff, not tight, just effortless. 2. A pair of soft, structured trousers that fall just below the ankle in a forgiving neutral like slate or almond. 3. A perfectly tailored jacket. Not padded, not flashy, but shaped to skim your body and elevate everything else you wear. These aren't just clothes. They are foundation pieces, the ones that will carry you through seasons and occasions. The best part, they don't need to be expensive. They just need to feel right. Try them on. Move in them. Breathe in them. Because at this stage in life, style isn't about looking busy or loud. It's about confidence and calm. It's about walking into a room and letting people feel your presence before they even see what you're wearing. Let your clothes whisper. You'll be amazed at how far that whisper carries. Tip number 2. Silver is not a flaw, it's a feature. At 62, Odette did something that made even her closest friends raise their eyebrows. She stopped coloring her hair. No gradual highlights. No transitional lowlight. No blending. Just a quiet, bold decision. I've earned the silver. I'm going to wear it. And wear it, she does. Today, her silver bob is not just part of her look, it is her look. Sleek, intentional, soft at the edges but sharp in shape. It doesn't age her. It distinguishes her. It tells the world she's not hiding from time. She's owning it. What made the biggest difference? Odette didn't just stop dyeing her hair. She styled it. She built her wardrobe around it. She didn't see her silver as something to mask. She saw it as an anchor for her new aesthetic, one that felt freer, lighter, more authentic. Her go-to move? Jewel-toned scarves. Not loud prints or fussy florals, just clean, rich hues that play beautifully with silver tones. A deep plum wrap can make her cheeks glow without blush. An emerald green scarf picks up the color in her eyes. A touch of sapphire near her neckline makes her skin look fresh, not tired. It's not magic. It's contrast. And it works. Your hair is part of your outfit, every day. Whether it's silver, white, salt and pepper, or fully transitioned, it's a feature, not a flaw. And when you start styling around it instead of against it, your whole look comes alive. Don't think of going gray as letting go. Think of it as stepping into your full palette. Color becomes your ally. Your skin tone may soften with age, but silver hair can make bold colors pop like never before. You're no longer bound to muted tones or safe neutrals. In fact, wearing all beige now might make you feel washed out. The solution? Add intentional color near your face. Not loud, but rich. Not wild, but warm. Let the silver shine, and frame it with tones that elevate you. Try this. Pick one of these shades to bring near your face, through a scarf, a blouse, or even a statement necklace. Deep plum adds warmth and mystery. Emerald green brightens eyes and brings clarity to the skin. Sapphire blue creates striking contrast with silver strands. Rosewood or burgundy warms up your complexion without overpowering. You don't need a drawer full of scarves or a whole new wardrobe. Even one jewel tone piece can change how your silver hair is perceived by others, but more importantly, by you. Odette always says, I didn't go gray. I went silver. There's a difference. And that difference, confidence. Let your hair be the beginning of your story, not the end of your style. Tip number 3. Dress your posture, not your past. There's a quiet question Odette always asks before she buys anything new. Not is this trendy? Not even will I look slimmer. Her question is simple, but powerful. Will this support how I move now? At 75, Odette doesn't dress for the woman she was at 40. She dresses for the woman she is today, graceful, grounded, and wise enough to know that real style adapts. She knows her back doesn't tolerate stilettos the way it used to. She knows that stiffness in her shoulder means she needs fabrics that flow, not fight. And she embraces that, not with resignation, but with refinement. Her shoes, always low block heels, elegant, stable, and beautiful. Not orthopedic, but supportive. They lift her without wobble. Her tops, wrap styles that shape the waist gently, never clinging or pulling. They follow her frame, not restrict it. Her pants, you'd never guess they have an elastic waist. They look structured, but feel like pajamas. That's the secret. Ease disguised as elegance. This is what it means to dress your posture, not your past. It's the art of choosing clothes that meet your body where it is, not where it used to be. And when you do that, something beautiful happens. You move more freely. You stand taller. You feel seen, not just for how you look, but for how you live. Style lesson. Comfort doesn't have to mean compromise. You don't need to surrender style to feel at ease. The trick is choosing pieces that work with your body, not against it. Look for wrap tops that accommodate shifting waistlines, trousers with built-in stretch that don't look stretchy, and shoes that provide support without shouting sensible. Ask yourself, can I sit and stand in this without adjusting every 2 seconds? Does this top flow over my frame or cling to spots I'm constantly tugging at? Do I feel free in this, or like I'm performing? These are not shallow questions. They're about how you carry yourself, and when your clothes make that easier, not harder, you glow differently. And now we'd love to hear from you. Which of Odette's style secrets resonates most with you? Drop your favorite in the comments, whether it's the whisper of fabric, the jewel-toned confidence, or the quiet luxury of dressing for the woman you are now. We'd love to know how you express elegance. Because at this stage, it's not about dressing young, it's about dressing wise. Tip number 4. Build a signature look, then keep polishing it. Odette doesn't flip through fashion magazines anymore. She doesn't scroll through trend forecasts or worry about what's in season. Why? Because she's already found her look. Her style isn't changing with the wind. It's growing roots. Every time you see her, she's wearing some version of her signature look. Structured trousers, a well-fitted blouse, a vintage brooch, and that quiet, confident smile that says, I know who I am. The colors may shift. The textures may change with the weather. But the feeling is always the same. Polished, graceful, unmistakably Odette. That's the beauty of having a signature style. It frees you from the guesswork. You don't waste time wondering what to wear because you've already learned what works and what feels right. You're not playing dress up. You're showing up. Odette's wardrobe isn't big, but it's smart. She knows that variety doesn't come from reinventing the wheel. It comes from accessories, the details that make a familiar outfit feel new again. One day it's a silk scarf in soft cobalt, the next it's a silver cuff bracelet or a pair of matte gold hoops. Her brooch collection, all vintage, all unique, each one a tiny nod to her love of art and history. And here's the truth most magazines won't tell you. After 60, style isn't about keeping up. It's about refining down. You've lived enough life to know what flatters you, what irritates you, what lifts your mood, and what ends up sitting in the back of the closet. Style lesson. Your signature look is already waiting to be discovered, or rediscovered. Start by asking, what do I always feel great in? What do people compliment me on? What do I reach for when I need to feel grounded? That's your base. That's your personal uniform. It might be wide leg trousers and tunics. Maybe it's flowy skirts and soft cardigans. The point isn't to look the same every day. It's to build a framework that reflects you. Try this. Choose one item to become your signature. Bold earrings that make your eyes pop. A soft scarf you twist a different way each time. A belt that defines your waist and pulls everything together. A brooch passed down through family, worn with pride. It doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be you. Odette didn't find her style in a store. She found it in the mirror, by listening, by refining, by editing her closet until it felt like home. And you can do the same. Let go of chasing. Start curating. Then polish it, piece by piece, until what you wear isn't just clothing, it's clarity. Tip number 5. Don't dress to hide, dress to highlight. For years, Odette avoided sleeveless anything. Summer weddings. She'd bring a shawl. Garden parties. Always a cardigan, even in the heat. I just don't like the way my arms look, she used to say, quietly, like an apology. And she wasn't alone. Many women over 60 share that sentiment. We're taught somewhere along the way to cover what time changes, rather than celebrate what it's refined. But something shifted for her. Not overnight, but gradually. It began with a single decision, not to hide, but to highlight. Now, she wears 3/4 sleeves that brush gently below the elbow, flattering, graceful, and surprisingly freeing. They don't scream for attention, but they frame her arms in a way that feels elegant, not exposed. The fabric moves with her, not against her. It doesn't clutch or cling or mask. It flows. It honors her, just as she is. She stopped choosing clothes based on what they concealed. Instead, she started selecting pieces that made her feel seen. She let go of the mindset that her body needed fixing and embraced the idea that her shape, her posture, and her presence could be highlighted, not hidden. Her skirts, A-line, always. They move when she walks. They don't hug or pinch or create unnecessary distraction. They offer shape and softness without trying too hard. Her tops, lightly draped, never stiff, never shapeless. They follow the curve of her back, glide across her middle, and allow for movement without fuss. Her pants, high-waisted, not because she wants to appear taller, but because they remind her where her center is. They give her a silhouette. They anchor her. Style lesson. It's time to stop dressing for the shadows. You don't need to wear a tent to feel comfortable. And you don't need to force yourself into tight or youthful silhouettes either. What you do need is this, clothing that highlights your presence, not by shrinking it, but by shaping it. Choose cuts that move with you, fabrics that soften your lines rather than erase them, and styles that bring focus to how you carry yourself. Think A-line skirts that float gently from the waist. Soft, draped tops that allow movement and shape. High-rise trousers that elongate the frame and offer structure without stiffness. Your body tells a story, not one of decline, but one of endurance, grace, and evolution. The goal isn't to look smaller. The goal is to feel authentic, and style is one of the most beautiful ways to express that. Odette's wardrobe no longer apologizes. It celebrates. And maybe today's the day you begin doing the same. Not by overhauling your closet, but by asking, does this honor the woman I've become? If the answer is yes, then you're already dressing beautifully. Tip number 6. Own one thing that feels too fancy for every day. Every Wednesday morning, Odette walks to the corner market for her groceries. The errands are ordinary. Apples, oat biscuits, a fresh loaf of sourdough. But there's nothing ordinary about what she's wearing. Wrapped gently around her neck is a silk scarf, delicate, hand-stitched, and passed down from her mother. It's not flashy, but it turns heads. The soft sheen of the fabric, the floral threadwork that shimmers when sunlight hits, it tells a story. One that says, I'm not waiting for a gala to feel special. Most people save their most beautiful items for someday. That velvet blazer in the back of the closet. The vintage brooch that only comes out for holidays. The bold red lipstick still sealed after all these years. But what if you stopped waiting? What if you made today the occasion? That's what Odette does. She doesn't believe in waiting for permission to feel elegant. She wears elegance like it's a birthright, not a reward. Style lesson. Luxury isn't about price tags or brand names. It's about intention. It's about choosing one beautiful thing, something meaningful, something that makes you stand a little straighter, and weaving it into the fabric of everyday life. Because when you allow yourself to experience beauty in the middle of the ordinary, your whole world softens. A morning errand becomes an act of grace. A coffee shop run becomes a quiet moment of self-respect. You're no longer just going through the motions. You're carrying yourself with presence. And you don't need a closet full of silk to do this. Try this. Pick one item that feels too fancy and wear it anyway. A vintage brooch pinned to your cardigan, a velvet jacket worn over jeans, and a simple tee, a swipe of red lipstick. Even if you're just watering the plants, a pair of pearl earrings with your most casual blouse, a satin scarf tied loosely around your wrist or handbag. These items don't need a party. They need you. Give yourself the permission Odette gives herself every day, to feel beautiful for no reason other than being alive. There's no age limit on elegance. No rulebook that says special things can only be worn on special days. The real luxury is in the freedom to express your beauty, quietly and confidently, on your own terms. So the next time you hesitate in front of the mirror, wondering if something's too much, ask yourself instead, why not now? Why not today? Because being alive, being here, is more than enough reason to feel radiant. Tip number 7. Mirror before you leave, but smile first. Every morning, just before she steps out the door, Odette pauses. She stands in front of the hallway mirror, not to fuss or second guess, but to check in with herself. Her clothes are already chosen. Her scarf is tied. Her earrings are in. But there's one final detail she never forgets. A smile. It's soft, not staged. The kind that reaches her eyes. That smile, she says, is her real accessory. If I don't like how I look while smiling, she once said, then I'm not really dressed yet. And she's right. Because style isn't just about what we wear. It's about how we show up in our own lives. The tilt of the head, the way we hold our shoulders, the openness of our expression, all of that sends a message. And no outfit, no matter how carefully styled, feels complete if it's worn with tension or self-doubt. That's why Odette's final ritual isn't about adjusting her outfit. It's about adjusting her energy. She draws in one deep breath, checks her reflection, not to critique, but to align, and lifts her face with a quiet smile. It's not for anyone else. It's for her. A reminder that she's stepping into the world not as a version of who she once was, or who she thinks others expect, but as herself, fully and unapologetically. Style lesson. The true finishing touch isn't in your jewelry box, it's in your posture and presence. An outfit doesn't carry you. You carry the outfit. And how you move, how you hold your body, how you feel in your clothes, all of that determines the impression you make. It doesn't take much to shift your entire presence. Stand with your shoulders gently back, not stiff, but open. Keep your chin in a neutral line, not tilted down in hesitation or lifted in defense. Just grounded. And before you turn the knob to leave, smile. Even if it's just for you. Especially if it's just for you. Try this before leaving the house. 1. Look in the mirror, not to judge, but to recognize. 2. Check your stance. Are you collapsed inward or open and lifted? 3. Let your face soften. Let your expression say, I belong exactly where I'm going. 4. Smile. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are still here. Still growing. Still glowing. Odette's style's secret isn't written in any fashion magazine. It's in how she walks into a room, not loud, but present. And that presence starts with how she treats herself in the quiet moments before the world sees her. So tomorrow morning, as you get ready, try her ritual. Stand tall. Breathe deeply. Smile first. Because elegance starts long before anyone else sees you. It begins in the mirror, with the way you see you. Odette doesn't dress young. She doesn't try to turn back time or pretend she's still in her 40s. She dresses with awareness. Awareness of her grace, her strength, her years, her presence. And that, more than any trend or label, is what makes her unforgettable. Her style doesn't beg for attention. It invites respect. It tells a story, not of someone clinging to what was, but of someone fully rooted in what is. She's lived decades of beauty, heartbreak, change, and joy, and now, she wears all of that. Not on her sleeves, but in her calm. In the way she moves. In the quiet certainty of her choices. That's the power of ageless style. It's not about looking younger. It's about looking true. True to who you are right now. Not the you from 10 years ago, not the image culture tells you to chase, but the woman who has made it this far with grace and grit. Ageless style is about owning your now. It's the decision to dress for how you live, how you move, and how you feel today. It's the freedom to wear silk to the grocery store, red lipstick on a quiet afternoon, or a signature scarf just because it makes you feel alive. It's about knowing you don't need to shrink, blend in, or cover up. You get to stand tall, softly, boldly, however you choose. If Odette teaches us anything, it's that style isn't something you lose with age. It's something you finally grow into. And it's never too late to begin. Whether you're just starting to redefine your wardrobe or simply looking to feel a little more you when you step out the door, know this. Every small change, every scarf, every choice to wear what feels right, adds up to something deeply personal and deeply beautiful. If Odette's story inspired you, if it reminded you that beauty doesn't retire and elegance doesn't have an expiration date, then take one small step today. Wear something that feels like you. Let your silver shine. Choose fabrics that make you feel at ease. And above all, walk out that door with presence. If this video gave you even one idea that sparked joy or confidence, please tap the like button. It helps others find this message, too. And share it with a friend who desires to feel radiant again. Subscribe for more timeless tips made just for women over 60, because your best style isn't behind you. It's waiting for you to show up, right now.